Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tips for Mortgages, the New to Canada edition. I'm Jaden Bax with Avenue Financial, just outside of Calgary. Here, as always, with my cousin, Mike Parkinson of DLC out on Vancouver Island. Hey, Mike, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm loving life. Things are great.
Awesome.
Today, we're on our second video of New to Canada stuff, and we started off just kind of giving a general overview of what it looks like to get a mortgage in Canada. We talked about income, debt, and credit, and so we're going to go a little bit more of a deep dive into credit today. Specifically, how do I, as a person who's new to Canada, maybe don't have a credit card or a line of credit or any history of credit yet, get established credit so that I can buy a home. So you ready for this, Mike? We jump into it?
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm stoked. Let's do it.
That's great. So, I guess the basic thing is that there's different ways to look at credit in Canada, and so it's going to depend a lot on what your down payment is. So we'll start off with the probably the most common down payment that I run across with first time home buyers in Canada, which is 5%. So when you put 5% down, there's a couple of different options on to how to establish credit. So if you come from a country that has a good history with a credit agency like Equifax or TransUnion, like Great Britain, the United States, some other Western European countries. We can actually pull your credit bureau from that country, and that will kind of establish your credit here. So it's fantastic, right, Mike? Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
You've already spent that time going there, and so there's trusted things to go off of.
No, that's perfect. And that's probably one of the easier ways. Less paperwork. Probably the most common way, AJ, that we can do that. And again, ahead of time, we discuss this with clients and say, hey, here's what we need from you based on your down payment. Here's, is this going to work?
Yeah.
How's your credit back in your, original country? So that's all set up ahead of time. But yeah, that's the easiest way. And there's other ways as well, AJ.
Yeah, far and away the easiest way. What I run into quite a bit because I have the background with the Brazilian community, they don't have a well-established credit reporting agency. It's just starting to get developed right now, and so what we have to do is establish credit in an alternative way. So there's at 5% down, a couple of things you have to do. And 5% is going to push your timeline for buying back a little bit because all of a sudden we need a 12-month history of these kinds of payments. So number one, they're going to need a 12-month history of you making payments to a landlord, plus a letter from that landlord just kind of stating, you always made payments on time. Yeah, you've been a good tenant, all of those kinds of things that come along with being a tenant. The second thing is they're going to need 12 months history of some kind of bill. So that could be your you picked up a cell phone here in Canada, you're paying the gas or the electrical or whatever, your car insurance, any of those kinds of things. We just need to be able to show that you have 12 months history of paying that. And so you can that can show up on, for instance, if you have a cell phone, that could show up on your Canadian credit bureau. But that's not enough. Showing 12 months on the credit bureau, we also need to show that those payments are made on time in a way outside of that. So with 5% down, things are a little bit more
Sticky.
a little bit more, yeah, sticky. Sticky is the exact right word. Quite a bit of paperwork. We kind of have to go back in time quite a bit, and it's really pushing your timeline for buying back from 3 months arriving to at least a year probably. And so that's why if you come to Canada with a little bit of cash in your pocket, you have your job all set up and everything like that, and you can come in with at least a 10% down payment, things become significantly easier. At 10%, rather than going the 12 months of this and 12 months of that, all they want to see is either that credit bureau that we talked about before, which in the case of a lot of the Latin countries that I work with is no good, or 6 months bank statements. And how easy is that, right, Mike? Like, we're already collecting bank statements anyways. And so it just super easy. Instead of taking 3 months for your down payment, we're taking 6 months. Really simplifies the process. And all of a sudden, with 10% down, within 3 months of being in Canada, you can be buying a house.
Oh, exactly. And you can also get a letter of reference from their original bank, from where they've come, depending on where they live. So there's another option there. And just one tip about the, getting proof that you've paid your cell phone or utility bill on time. Make sure you've paid them on time.
Yeah.
That's the, this sounds silly, but like, oh God, I forgot. I'm three or 4 days or a week late. I forgot about that. So they're pretty sticky on that. And the reason being is because they need to trust that you're going to make your mortgage payment, just like they trust if someone's lived here for years and years and years, and we go by the actual credit bureau. So it's just building a trust. So that's why we have to dig a little deeper in establishing credit in that way. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it seems like it might be a lot. You're going to have to take years to build up your credit when you're in Canada. You don't have to. The process can be super simple. It's just about planning with your mortgage broker ahead of time. So that's it for today about establishing credit. I think next time we'll jump in a little bit more and talk about how debt can affect your ratios for getting a mortgage in Canada.
Absolutely. It's been fun, Jay. Have a
Okay,
great day,
thanks,
bud.
Mike. Yeah, you too.
Take
Talk to you
care.
soon.
Bye.